Welcome back to episode 15 of Kyle's Cabinets. Today we're going to look at a few countries. This is going to be a long episode. I've got a whole bunch of stamps to show you. We're going to start with the Cook Islands, then we're going to go to Crete, Croatia, and we're going to finish off with Costa Rica, which Costa Rica may be the largest of all of the folders that I have this episode, and all kinds of cool stuff in there. I did end up finding a couple of neato stamps that I actually pulled out. And come to think of it, a whole stock card full of sweet Nazi-era stamps that I had no idea that I owned. So, cool. Get ready, get comfy. Let's take a look at some of these cool stamps. Alrighty, this is the Cook Islands. So, a little history. The Cook Islands is a self-governing island country in the South Pacific Ocean in free association with New Zealand. It comprises of 15 islands, whose total land area is 93 square miles. Let's see here. Yeah, most citizens of the Cook Islands are citizens of New Zealand. So, that's from Wikipedia is where I'm getting these facts, in case you're wondering. So as usual, I have a nice stack of pages. I think we'll look through those later. Let's start with these guys real quick and just see what we have here. Get out my tongs. Looks like a little soup sheet. Some kind of mount. Who is this? Oh, this is airmail. Oh, cool. Look, the stamp collecting president. How appropriate. That must be FDR, right? Franklin, yep. D. Roosevelt. Washington, that's, who's that? Benjamin. Oh. Benjamin Franklin. Three pretty important guys. That's a cool little sushi. What is this? Interesting. Oh, Northern Cook Islands. Penryn? Look at that. Gentle as I can be. I want to see. So this must be a set, or at least part of a set. Get all this stuff out of here. Cool. That's some kind of artwork. Clothing, artwork, and birds. Northern Cook Islands. Must be one of the 15. Kind of cool. Aitutaki. Oops. Cook Islands. So Aitutaki must be one of them. I didn't really take note of that in the past. I've definitely heard Aitutaki, and did not realize they were one of the Cook Islands. These are kind of fun. Look at these. I like the, whatever this is. Figurehead of HMS Resolution. Pretty cool. It's got some interesting tongue on it. Cool figures. Pretty neat. These look never hinged. Very nice. What is next? Cook Islands number 154. Whoops, sorry guys. So, minimal cat, that's fine. Has the selvage, some little piece of something in there. Piece of doo-doo. Let's get that out of here, whatever that is. A piece of rubber band, I think. Really, really old. Oh, cool. So it looks like a palm tree or something. Solar eclipse. Manue Island, 1965. This also looks never hinged. Nice little stamp. Solar eclipse is kind of cool. Like that. So, New Zealand Cook overprints. Okay, so New Zealand stamps overprinted Cook Islands. I'm going to say this one looks like maybe the oldest one. It looks rouletted, actually. I'm almost wondering if this is two stamps, stuck together, but I don't think so. But yeah, if you just look at the perforations on this guy, those are not normal perfs, so yeah, some kind of rouletted perforation perhaps. Okay, so mint hinged. That one actually some flaws. Mint hinged. This whole little set here. Oh, that one's damaged. Interesting. I think I actually want to look this up just for fun. See what that's about. Okay, next glass scene. Some more of the same, it looks like here. Is that literally? That's exactly the same as the last ones, but this does have this guy. Bigger stamp. Somebody wrote on it, and it's got some kind of goober at the top, so 54, maybe number 54. Okay, what do we have here? Cook Islands set of 3 from Mystic. Well, they should be in decent shape, and they look like it. Pretty cool. It has some kind of selvage with the design. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. These are cool. Neato ship with the front curled up like that. Weird. This one, the front and the back are both curled. This one too. Probably these might be the same. I don't know. This has 2 sails. Not a shipmaster. So this is Tiperua. Sorry if I butcher these pronunciations. Tanui. Kalu. Sorry. Kaulua. Okay. It was a nice little set. They actually do look to be in beautiful shape, which is very nice. Like that. Pretty cool. So that's a set of 3. Those are good looking stamps. I like those. Okay. Next up, the card says Netherlands, so I guess we're going to disregard any information on that. We got a little sushi here. Actually, a nice little sheet. It shines with some gold trim on it. American Revolution Bicentennial. Cook Islands, 76 to 1976. Yeah, interesting. I like the portrait there. The portrait glistens, shines. That's pretty. This thing's in great shape. Wow. Yeah, I don't even see a single flaw on that. That's in really good shape. It's just a Bicentennial Revolution commemorative sushi. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely liking that one. That's a pretty little sheet. Love that gold trim. Okay, so let me look this up real quick, and I think my coffee's done, so I'm gonna get some coffee and see what that is. Okie dokie. So, assuming this app is correct, this is number 39B, at least in the Scott catalog, from 1915. Says it's a series of Queen Makia Takao White Tern. So maybe that is the bird. This is a tern. Oh yeah, okay, it says right there, White Tern, Gigas alba. And as I look at this more, it is a revenue. It does say that on the right side, right at the tip of my tongs. Typograph, definitive, New Zealand halfpenny. Cool. So it's a revenue stamp. It's a short story. And it's from 1915. That's kind of cool. Alright, so let's get this guy out of here. And take a look at Some of these sheets. As usual, I have no idea if these are in any particular order whatsoever, but looks like we're starting with airmail. Looks like they were kind of randomly put on here, considering these aren't in numerical order or numeric order. So, anyways, some airmails from Cook Islands, and these would be, I guess, the earliest ones. I like that one. That's cool. So these are basically, they look like normal stamps that have been overprinted airmail, and they've got a little airplane on them. Yeah. That one looks like a legitimate airmail that wasn't overprinted. That one was originally, let's say, intended to be an airmail, would be my guess. These two. Okay. Cook Islands. B. Semi-postals. Okay. Hurricane relief. These are nice. So some kind of hurricane relief, plus 10 cents, plus 1 cent, so different denom. Hurricane relief stamps. Semi-postals here, and we've got this big long vertical one down at the bottom. It's a beautiful stamp. This one actually looks used. There's a faint postmark on it, and it does have red hurricane relief overprint. This is plus 20. So they must have had some kind of bad hurricane hit them. Interesting. Okay, so we switch over to 1992 to 94. This one seems unadhered. That one's definitely adhered, but they're pretty tropical colors here. I always like that kind of color on stamps. I feel like Barbuda have some similar kind of colors. I always love that. They're just beautiful. They look yummy, and remind me of sherbet, stuff like that. That's why I say yummy. Alright. So Olympic Games, yeah. So these are Olympic Games stamps. Pretty cool. Alright, moving on. We're going older now. This is Christmas '86. Little Christmas stamp. Overprinted in silver here. First papal visit to South Pacific, Pope John Paul II. Back in '86. Huh. And then there's one at the bottom here. What would you call that? Sea creature, obviously, but I'm drawing a blank. An enema? An enemy? I don't know. Whoops. I am not sure. I can't remember, to be honest. So a bunch of stuff going on this page. What is going on here? I guess he's kissing the kid's foot? Either that or something. I don't know. That's a little weird. Not sure exactly what's going on there. But okay, then this one just holding the naked baby. Christmas. They're both Christmas stamps. Okay. Instead of holding this up, sorry, let me just put it down. So, these all are Christmas. Okay, so there you go. So, all Christmas. Nice series of birds. Those are cool. So they have some kind of scientific name. I'm not even going to try. And these are space. Well, it's the anniversary of the moon landing. 20th anniversary of the moon landing. Okay. All of those. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Okay, moving on. More Christmas. 85. Some stamps. We got some Statue of Liberty stamps. $1, $2.75. Sort of high denom on that. Cook Islands. The Endeavour careened for repairs. Australian International Philatelic Exhibition. This one is used. From 84 to 86. Neato. Okay, sorry. So, Christmas '84. Okay, some kind of sea creature again. Another sea creature. This one's overprinted OHMS, so on His Majesty's service, one of my subscribers taught me that. Oh, this one too. So these are both overprinted. I like it. It's a silver shiny overprint. So those are official stamps. You can see them glisten. OHMS. We have a little series of birds here. John James Audubon. This is the black-throated blue warbler. Right there, this is the yellow-throated warbler. And the downy woodpecker. Right there. Oh, what's this one? What? Dickassel. Dickassel. Different birdies. Cook Islands, we got one loosey-goosey guy here. This is 80 to 83, these stamps. That looks like Christmas, yep, 81. 81 Christmas again. That's looks like where the other one looks like he's kissing the kid's foot. See a little better what's going on there. Okay. Cook Islands. That's a Boy Scout stamp. 75th anniversary of Boy Scouting. Actually has a part of a slogan cancel. It says Kia something okay is. I'm not sure. But XV, so 15th World Jamboree. Oops. So there's definitely stuff on the back here. More Christmas stamps. Princess Diana holding a baby. This is Christmas 82. This is about the Olympics or something. Well, okay. Yeah, Games of the XX. So 23rd Olympiad, Los Angeles, 84. Christmas. There's a little. These characters look like they're from a storybook or something. Norman Rockwell. Okay. Don't know much about him, but I'm pretty sure he's an author. These must be books. Serenade, The Hikers, The Doctor and the Doll, Home from Camp. 1940, 1929, 1928, 1924. I think he's an author, not like a... Well, I think he's an author, anyways. So, yeah, I don't know what these are. Anemones, Sea Sponge, something, whatever. World Cup Championship, Spain, 82. Cool, I like these. 81 or 80 to 81, and these are a bunch of corals, it looks like. These do look used. I would say that they're not CTOs because of the differences in the cancels here. These almost look like CTOs, but they're a little off kilter. This side cancel a little higher. I don't know how well you guys can see that. See, like this one's bolder and lower. This one's fainter and higher. On all of these, it seems like the right side is a little bit higher, the cancel. Interesting. Well, they're either CTOs or not, but nice strips of 4. That was a pretty series. A couple of stragglers down here. What else do we have? More. Okay. I mean, they look like coral to me. Pretty. One random guy. Easter. Okay. 81. Yeah, I like these. These are pretty. I like this tropical theme stuff. A couple of conchs. Surcharged. These have been surcharged. Those are pretty. These are pretty stamps. They shine. They're nice designs. Some flowers, pretty similar to what we saw before. This is 79 to 80, these guys. Here's a space stamp that probably is out of place. That's okay. Oh no, maybe. Well, oh, I don't see where it goes on this page, but whatever. So, you know, some space and flowers, statues and stuff. It's Christmas, it looks like. Those look like ornaments to me. What does it say? Yeah, Christmas 79. This is Christmas 2. Oh, these are all Christmas. Okay. This is the 10th anniversary of the first moon landing. I think we saw the 20th earlier. A couple on the back. Some ships. Centenary of the death of Rowland Hill. Sir Rowland Hill. Okay. Yeah, more conchs. This is 77 to 79. Nice conchs. I like that feature of the shiny, the Cook Islands. That's pretty. It's just nice that they do that. I like when stamps have some shine to them. Stamps. Okay. Yeah, so a bunch of different conchs. They're pretty cool looking stamps, honestly. I like those. They're good looking stamps. Pretty conchs. Some more Christmas. This is 78. Grabbing the lady's tit or something there. That's cute. Okay. Soccer. This is 75 to 77. Olympic Games. Silver Jubilee. This series here. Almost all these stamps have a shine to them. This is just a pretty one with two big coins. That's also pretty. The coins shine like real coins. I like that. Very pretty. Pretty cool. Okay. Cook Islands. 76 American Revolution Bicentennial. That looks like Franklin there. OHMS, so these are official stamps, 74 to 75 with some flowers. There's the Queen, $1, that's used. These are all used. Okay. Cook Islands, some, I'm guessing Christmas again, yeah, 72 Christmas stamps. Got some coins with a bird. A swimmer, that's British Commonwealth Games, the 10th British Commonwealth Games. That swimmer. Some more coins and then some royalty stamps. Royal Wedding, 73. Huh. That was before my time. Ooh, that one came off. Okay. Dang, this one's filled out pretty well. Okay. Christmas. So let's stay with the Queen again. Bunch of different ships, but all kind of similar. These stamps all seem to be kind of similar. Conchs, ships, royal weddings, yada yada. Oh, nice. Definitely a good bit on this page. Back, we already did that. Okay, looks like probably Christmas. Yep, 71. Holding the little baby. There's probably some royal people on a boat, and it is. Royal visit, 71. Congratulations on being royalty, must be nice. South Pacific Commission, February 1947. Okay, 72. Oh, 72. Oh, cool. Look, that's Jesus right there. Cool stamps. Easter. Okay. Islands hurricane relief over here. This one is a Christmas 70 stamp, 1970. These are cool. I like them. Royal visit at the top. Okay. Cook Islands, South Pacific Conference. Okay. These have got to be Christmas stamps. They certainly look like it. Apollo 13 astronauts overprint. Apollo 13 astronauts. So these are all overprinted. That's on the back. Okay, this is. These are cool. They are. Okay, well that one's not separated, but this one, these two are. Cook Islands. Looks like different games. 68 to 69. These stamps. Boy Scout. Boy Scout. A couple of Boy Scout stamps. Airmail. Voyage of Discovery. Captain James Cook. Okay, separator. Cook Islands, probably Christmas stamps again. Alright. So we're definitely getting older, I guess. 227. Well, I don't know about now. Now we've switched over to a different album page style. So. Bicentenary, the first voyage of the Discovery. Captain James Cook. Olympic. Christmas. Okay. Wow, nice little set of flowers here. Doesn't seem to be entirely complete, but close. There'll be more. Nice little set. Bunch of different flowers. Some of them have the Queen's portrait. Oh, they do shine. That seems to be a theme with these. For sure, a lot of them at least. Not all of them, but a lot of them have a shine to them. Cook Islands. Just a bunch of different stuff here. This one's been surcharged. That looks like 10 shillings, but it says $1 there. Not sure. Okay, Christmas. Looking stamps. Have a sip of coffee, let it get cold here. Damn, that's good coffee. Oh wow, this last page is actually completely filled out. 1 shilling 6 pence, that stamp. Number 155. Flowers, fishy. Just kind of neat. Use these black dots to surcharge this guy. This one says oh my god, sorry. In memoriam. Sir Winston Churchill, 1874 to 65. So that one's been overprinted. That's a 5 shilling stamp, 3 shilling, 2, 1. Oh yeah, 5, 3, 2. Pretty good denoms on that. Cook Islands. Okay, well, that does it. Cool. All right, nice little stack of Cook Islands there. Okay, so I'm gonna pause here and we'll skip on over to whatever may be next. Let's find out. All right, next up is Crete. Now, Crete is the largest and most populous of the Greek islands, the 88th largest island in the world, and the 5th largest island in the Mediterranean Sea after Sicily, Sardinia, Cyprus, and Corsica. It's about 99 miles south of the Greek mainland. It's about 3,260 square miles. It bounds the southern border of the Aegean Sea, I think, with the Sea of Crete, which is called the North Cretan Sea, to the north, and the Libyan Sea, or South Cretan Sea, to the south. So, Greek stamps. Not a whole lot in this folder. Man, these look older. Yeah, these look rouletted. These top ones, I don't know, maybe they're, okay, well, that, I see, like, that one definitely looks rouletted. You're looking at the perfs. This might be, because this doesn't look like, I don't know, maybe it is. I'm kind of going back and forth in my head. Are these normal perforations, or is it a serrated roulette? That kind of comes off as a normal perf, but maybe not. And this is definitely, this looks rouletted to me. I don't know. I guess maybe they're just normal perfs. Anyways, I'm just thinking out loud here, looking at these guys. So a surcharge here. And this is one of the visual identifiers for me. Well, the kind of, I know that this isn't what it is, but E is kind of what I say in my head. Like, that's Greece. And then there's another one on here, AENTA, AENTA, whatever. Whenever I see that, I know it's Greece as well. So while I have absolutely no idea what those are actually, just morph them into English and just kind of remember them so that I can identify what they are visually, at least what country they're from. These are older. Yeah, I mean, if this is correct, then these are old. This is the second issue, third, fourth, fifth. I mean, these are old. When I see the word, it says taxi, the tax almost makes me think it's a revenue, but what do I know? I have no idea. I'd have to look all that up. But old, yeah. And here we have these ones. Overprinted Greece. Okay, so nothing there. Okay, so we're getting more recent as we go. I have a few here. I like this. Those are pretty. These reminds me of a Russian stamp. At least that design. A little bigger though. Has a postal horn. Or maybe it's Germany that this reminds me of. I'm not sure. Kind of both. Whatever. Overprinted. Or surcharge, that one. This one looks like an overprint. A little series down here. The red overprint. Kind of cool. That one's kind of blocked by the postmarks, but it looks like a little baby suckling off of a wolf or deer or something. That's a weird design. Huh, these are cool looking. Okay, and that was it. There's just these two left. These are J, so postage due. And one overprinted, one not. Looks like some dog hair here. That's lovely. But yeah, cool. Well, so that was it. Short and sweet. Okay, on to the next. Alrighty, next, Croatia. So there's a buttload of history on this place, so I'm just going to kind of give some keynotes. Let's say Croatia, officially the Republic of Croatia, country at the crossroads of Central and Southeast Europe. Its coast lies entirely on the Adriatic Sea. It borders Slovenia to the northwest, Hungary to the northeast, Serbia to the east, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Montenegro to the southeast. It shares a maritime border with Italy to the west and southwest. Its capital and largest city, Zagreb, forms one of the country's primary subdivisions. The Croats arrived in the late 6th century, and it's a republic and parliamentary liberal democracy, member of the European Union, and it's classified by the World Bank as a high-income economy and ranks highly on the Human Development Index. Whatever that is, I have never heard of that, but I guess they're really into human development. So, stack of album pages, and oh my god, I thought it was Hitler. I was like, my god, is that a Nazi stamp? Okay, before we get in the album pages, let's go through this stock card here. There's actually a fair bit of album pages there, maybe even more than the Cook Islands. And when I look at these, it reminds me in the past, though I've been slacking on my stamp work lately, kind of since the new year, to be honest. When I see Hrvatska, that usually is what would clue me into it being Croatia. Just like the Ain't-na, or whatever it was on those Greek stamps, or the EAAE. Just these visual cues. When you go through enough worldwide stamps, you're just going to eventually get to know what they are. Not to say that I actually would have remembered this right off of the bat here. I just saw it say Hrvatska in Wikipedia. But when I was really delving into these stamps like crazy, I ended up actually memorizing that and was like, oh yeah, Croatia. It took me a little while, but I got that. Okay, so lots of different stamps here. This is beautiful. Hinged. Multiple hinges on that. And I'm not going to be able to read any of this without trying to translate it, so let's just kind of take a look at them. See what's going on here. Actually, I think I'll bring you down. Let's take an up-close look at these guys and kind of skim through. Sorry looking guy right there. Seen better days, that guy has. Okay, so a little series of those. Jesus, man, he comes off as Hitler right off the bat. So this is semi-postal, but it's not Hitler. I don't see the mustache. Just looks like him. Okay, no offense to that guy, if he's alive. .42, that is Hitler era. Enough about Hitler here. Kuna. So these are semi-postals. I don't know how many of these are horizontal. That freaking war stamp. I swear to God, this stuff is screaming Hitler to me. I'm just looking so hard for a swastika somewhere. That's Jesus. There's our pal. Okay. Nice little stack here. Semi-postals, all semi-postals. These are imperforate. I mean, come on. That... Let me Google this really quick. Everything's screaming Nazi to me. Hold on. Okay, so I was right. All of these, most of these stamps were like going off in my head, like boom, boom, fireworks. Like, what the hell? Everything is screaming Nazi to me. When I saw that guy there with his hand up like that, I was thinking, hold on, this has got to be Nazi. So yeah, it looks like they were a Nazi allied independent state. I guess they had some group called the Ustasha, and they killed a bunch of Jews and worked with, they collaborated with the Nazis, and my goodness, this is all news to me. Yeah, there was a few of the, I mean, they, let's see here, like these ones had me really quick. I mean, that looks like a Nazi freaking helmet and soldier. I mean, this stuff was just screaming Nazi to me. I was like trying to hold back, like, didn't want to speak badly about them, but that one pretty condemning there. I don't think he's just saying hi, waving at his troops. That's looking like a Nazi stance there. And then yeah, this guy, god dang, he just like emanates Hitler, but he's not. I don't think so. Anyways, wow. I don't know anything. Like just so you guys know, I mean, I'm not a history buff. I'm using stamps as a vehicle to learn about history. I didn't pay attention in history class. I didn't care. You guys, if you watch my videos, I have that Nazi section in my big worldwide album that I've been building, and so I'm going to have to learn more about Croatia's involvement here with the whole Nazi thing, and then put these, or at least some of these, into my album. So I'll set these aside. This is part of why I love doing these episodes, is just kind of learning what I've got. I don't even know what I have. Too many stamps. There's a buttload of semi-postals here. But yeah, I didn't even know anything that the Croatians were killing Jews. So. News to me. As I was just Googling them, there's like these articles, why won't Croatia face its past? This other stuff. Yikes. Collaborated with the wrong guys. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kite these out of here and see about this kind of stuff can easily end up in my album. I think I could be Hitler's brother for all I know. Jesus. Okay, so different stuff, similar designs. Yeah, everything was saying Nazi. It was like the early 40s. I'm like, okay, and then the way they look. When I saw those war stamps, soldiers, it's like, come on. My guts were telling me Nazis. Those bastards. Okay, so this is Porto. Ah, darn it. I've looked that up before. I forget what that means. But whatever. What are these postage dues would be my guess. These all look used. Postmarked December 11th, 42. Huh. That was a nice little glass scene there. I'm pleased with this pile of stuff. That was a pretty good one. I'm gonna have to put all these in there again, but very cool. Okay, so let's take a look at these album pages here. I have to change my battery. I'll be right back. Okay, first page. Official stamp. Okay, so RA, that's revenue. I forget what the A means. Well, yeah, it's going to bother me. Let me look that up. Postal tax stamp. Darn it. I wouldn't have guessed that. I knew the A meant something extra, not just revenue. As far as official stamps go in Croatia, they only go from 42 to 44. Oh, that's right. I did read something that Croatia ended up morphing into, and with multiple other places, into Yugoslavia or something like that. So I think Croatia itself might not even exist anymore. But yeah, these only go from 42 to 44, these official stamps. And let me go to the beginning of Croatia here. Okay, yeah, the independent Croatian state of 1941 to 45 became part of the Yugoslav Federation in 45, and it said Croatia declared its independence in 91. Oh. Let me go back and see what... Oh, never mind. Croatia is still a place. Okay, so they did morph into, Yugoslavia or whatever, and then became independent. And my catalog, which is a 2021, does have them issuing stamps all the way up to 2019, at least in the 2021 catalog. So yeah, Croatia is still a thing. Alright guys, so okay, a little bit of learning to do here. So postal tax stamps, so that's what those were. So I guess that I could probably sorry to do this in real time, but I'm just kind of curious. While I'm here, it'll save me a moment later. So RA6. Well, these are... Oh, it's a wounded soldier is what those are. And it is Nazi wartime. This is 44, these guys. Interesting. Okay. I was suspecting that maybe they weren't Nazi era, but they are. Huh. I bet you that whole frickin'... I bet you guys this whole frickin' thing is a bunch of Nazi stamps. That's so cool. Man. I love when I find that stuff. I still have space in my album. Oh, sorry. To add more stamps, so I'm going to definitely be looking into doing that. Porto Marca, J. So postage due, I was right. I think that the Porto kind of indicates postage due. Porto might mean postage. I don't know, but yeah. Through my stamp travels, I've seen that before, Porto. And okay, so postage dues. Then we have official stamps here again. Interesting. So part of the series, some are used already. Okay, I'm just gonna put these like that. Okay. Okay, some cool overprints. These are postage dues as well. Oh, okay, those other ones were more recent. This is the first postage due. Huh, yeah, overprinted, some kind of checkered emblem here. Oh, those, yeah, so those were postage dues. I had a feeling they just look like them. All postage dues, well, a lot of postage dues from different countries, they kind of look similar. I mean, it's usually just like a numerical design. It's just like, here you go. Like, that's what you owe. These are postage dues as well. Okay. Sorry. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, see, it's just scream Nazi. A semi-postal. Okay. Yeah, these look eerily similar to German Nazi stamps. Just the printing, the design, the style. They just look like it. Totally look like it. More postage dues. Yeah, the only sad thing about these pages is, of course, everything's hinged, but yeah, it's okay. Not a big deal. That must have been, see, it's like that checkered kind of flag or symbol emblem is on their helmet. That just must be the emblem. Maybe that's the emblem for what was the name of the sorry guys, what was it? It was like the Ustash or whatever. Yeah, that must be their national emblem, the checkered flag. That's my guess. Some more semi-postals. Okay. Wow, this is pretty. Gosh, darn it, sorry. I'm trying to grab these pages, I don't have a lick of moisture on my finger here. Okay. Man, look at all these pretty triangles. A whole bunch of them. Different birds and flowers. That's a nice page. That was a nice looking page. Okay, this is 2000, so some album pages. Somebody stole these. One little stamp there, one little stamp here. Nice light purple, maybe violet. I like the color. Different places. This is 1997 to 98. This is 98 to 99. Nice postmark on that one. That's the Pope. Popin'. Those almost look like Mongols or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So, different places. I can't read any of these. Of course, I could always figure it out, but just looking. 95. Those ones. Nice little waterfall. Aerial view. Some sort of map. Nothing on the back. Okay. Just a couple on this guy. One here. Republika Vratska. Cool looking snake. Okay, anything else? Pretty similar designs again. One here will just want to have been part of this strip of 3. This does look used. Somebody wrote some stuff already. Oh, we had a couple of glass scenes hiding out. We'll have to look at those. Let's finish off these pages. So, assuming these are actually just the album numbers, this would have been the first issues. This would be number 9. It does look like it says something Yugoslavia or something like that. Kind of hard to read. It's overprinted. The whole thing's been overprinted. This is also overprinted as well. Or surcharged, probably, come to think of it. So those are some early stamps. We're getting there. We're almost through the pages. Number 26 through 47 on this page. You know, this is actually a nice little series. Pretty cool different designs here. I gotta say, not a bad series when you actually have it laid out in front of you. Pretty scenes, nice buildings. And then there's 2 more at the bottom here. This is a pretty good page. Looks like she's working with wheat. It's actually a pretty nice page. Okay. Okay, so getting more recent as we go here. There's only 1 page after this. Nice little spread here. 1945. Look at this one. This is reminds me of the Hitler Head series. This must be their leader. It's nice, and then we finish off with just, I guess, the rest of that series here. This is actually nice. A shame they've been hinged, but that's okay. A lot of older stamps tend to be hinged, so. That's nice. These all look in great shape. That one has a little snafu, but scanning over them, they look in good shape. Pretty colors. I like it. It was nice. Okay, so let's see about what's in these two random. Okay, well, we saw these triangle stamps already earlier on one of those album pages, so I'll just skip that. Then we have just one here. Just looks like an early stamp, early release, I'm guessing. Huh. Nice. Looks like it says 44 maybe on the postmark. So that does it for Croatia. Now, you know, there's a part of me that was thinking I'd probably finish off with Croatia here, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't care if this is a long episode, and maybe we'll go check out the next country too. I'm enjoying this. I'm not done with my cup of coffee either. So let's see what's next. Alrighty, next is Costa Rica, and my God, there's actually quite a bit of stuff in here. I didn't plan on that, but so this will be a long episode. Anyways, a little bit about Costa Rica. It means literally rich coast. It's officially the Republic of Costa Rica. It's a country in Central America, or in the Central American region of North America, bordered by Nicaragua, Caribbean Sea, Panama, Pacific Ocean, and has a population of around 5 million in a land area of about 20,000 square miles. About 334,000 people live in its capital city and its largest city, San Jose, with about 2 million people in the surrounding metropolitan area, it says. It was inhabited by indigenous peoples before coming under Spanish rule in the 16th century. And has consistently performed favorably in the Human Development Index. Well, Costa Rica. My God. Okay, there are so many pages here. This is a thick stack. And I do have some randoms as well. So, actually quite a bit of stuff. A couple of random stuff here. Okay, let's get through the album pages first, and then we'll look at all of the stragglers afterwards. So, first thing, I think since there's so many pages, this episode really would go quite long. Instead of kind of giving you a close-up look, I'm going to give you a full page view of each of these pages, so that we can just kind of move right through them. So these are airmail stamps. We're just going to kind of do a brief overview of things. I like the postmark. Nice looking stamps. Let me get a little higher up here for you. Excuse me. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Excuse me. Alright. On my second cup of coffee here, so. Okay. Bunch of different stuff. I think we'll just kind of look at them. If anything kind of sticks out to me, and I'll stop and inspect it further. Man, I have a hard time turning some of these pages. Costa Rica, flowers, rich coast. I didn't actually know that that's what that meant. These are airmail stamps. Okay. I see a lot of blue postmarks. Here we've got some purple postmarks. Actually, these are all purple here. There's purple. Blue. Bunch of airmail. More airmail. We're getting more recent. Yeah, more recent as we go. A bunch of different airmail stamps. I like that one. It's been double stamped or double canceled. Nice blue cancel. Cool fish. I like those. Little birdies. Hungry. Some different statues. It's kind of neat. Still all airmail. Okay, alright. Some triangular airmails. Surcharged these guys are. I like that. That one's bullseye cancel. Perfect. Right on the money. Pretty cool animals. These triangular stamps. Oh, pretty stamps. Looks like an anteater. Okay, a bunch of different figurines and stuff. Sculptures, what have it. Looks like we got a loosey-goosey guy. Who knows, that could have gone there. Perhaps. 60s. Okay, now these are getting older. Now we're in the C400s. Interesting surcharge here. Okay. Olympics, okay. Man, a buttload of Costa Rican airmail here. Kind of a cool wagon. I like that. Now we're getting more recent as we go, so things are just random order here, I guess. You know, pretty nice depictions. These designs, they're pretty scenes. RA, haha, postal tax, fresh in my mind. Postal tax stamps. Okay. Nice little set there. I like the colors. Some random stamp on the back. What is that? It's just number 45. Overprinted something. Okay, more postal tax. Just a few. Nothing on the back. Okay, so yeah, we're getting older with these postal tax stamps here. Nice little sets. It's a good page. Another good page, just missing a couple. There's RA1 there, so that's the first postal tax stamp. And I got these guys. I like that postmark. That one's a good one. It says Costa Rica right there. That's a good postmark. You know what? It's probably a pretty good postmark too. Not bad. I kind of like that page. That's a good page. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Official stamps. Okay. I like the design. These are perfins. Those two are actually perfins. I don't know how well you can see, but definite perfins. CE, so like airmail special delivery? Haha. I get better as I go, huh? I just picture the E's in American stamps and I know that they're special delivery, so Airmail special delivery stamp. That's actually neat. Yeah, it has in the salvage here, Integra Immediata. So, you know, get me there fast, in other words, is pretty much 1970. That's actually a pretty cool stamp. I like that one. Big. That's neat. Okay. Okay, these are actually pretty old. We're getting older as we go. I think I'm going to bring you down just so you can get a better look at these ones. And we might go back up later again, but these being older, they kind of are a little more interesting. To me, that looks like a slogan cancel. Pretty good postmarks. Could be better, but pretty good. Oh, that is neat. Very cool surcharge with the shape of an eye. 6 centimos. That's very cool. Pretty neat looking surcharge there. And there's actually, look at these are tiny little guys. Those are neat as well. Huh, this is a good page. I like that. Okay, so these get even older. Overprinted. Man, different. Oh wow, this is neat. Different. Well, same kind of design on these three. Different colors on the overprint. Cafe de Costa Rica. So that's blue, that's red, that's black. I wonder if they chose what color to make the overprints based on the color of the actual stamp so that it stands out. That could be. That would make actual logical sense. Look, here's another one. Whoops, missed that. So this is somehow... Oh wow, this one's inverted. Compared to that one, maybe that's what the V means. That's intriguing. Kind of cool. Okay, we got 4 of these guys. Looks like we're missing just one. I almost thought that was a marijuana leaf for a sec, but probably not. Huh. Jesus Jimenez. Huh. Okay, even older. It's overprinted. Habilitado, 1911. Interesting. And then compared to this one, it's vertical. I guess this is a surcharge. It says 2 centimos, so $2. These are all over or surcharge. Correos un centimo. What in the world? That's beautiful. So I will be stealing that. Very much like that. That's cool. Look at that. Very pretty. Did not expect to see anything like that. I love that style. You guys know I love my fancy cancels, so wow. Super duper cool. Wow. Just love that stamp. That's great. Okay, so yay! Always looking for stuff to nab out of here if I can. Okay, so just some of those vertical overprints. I don't know if those are the same, like, you know, this could be 2 overprint, or 1 surcharge, 1 overprint, or I don't know what the vertical lines are all about, but it could be all just the same 1 surcharge or whatever. That's cool. Oh, okay, so we've switched to semi-postals here. That's the first one, B1. 5 centavos. And then, I guess, just special delivery. Kind of cool. That's a $1 and then 75 cents. Huh. Okay. And we've gone to recent airmail here. Just one. C915. So it's Okay, now it looks like we're getting older as we go at this point. Give you a quick look. Hey, it's a penny black. Commemorative here, probably. Airmail. Okay, yeah, let me bring you back up and we'll just get a full page look at these guys here. Okay. So, airmails, 75. That one, you can see the, like the ribbon there in that cancel, kind of neat. Darn it. I just whooshed my fancy cancel to the ground. I'll have to get that. So this is an interesting shape. Costa Rica. This guy's making a clay pot. Just a bunch of airmail. And coffee. Oh, that's a nice page. So these are older airmails here. Whatever's going on with this cancel, I've seen a lot of this kind of oval cancel in U.S. stamps. Usually it's like a New York cancel or something like that. Kind of reminds me of that, but of course this is Costa Rica. 1824 to 49. That's neat as well. Surcharged, I suppose. Interesting surcharge. I don't know if I've ever seen one quite like that. That's a nice page. Okay, so this actually gets more recent. Okay. Bunch of different pineapples. I recently watched a video on how to grow pineapples. They're very resilient and easy to grow. As a matter of fact, they take a long time. You can, if you buy a pineapple at the store with the top on it, you can just cut the top off and plant the top into some soil, water it, and wait long enough. The guy made it. I think he said it takes like 2 years or something. Yikes! So I'm never gonna bother. But yeah, if you just cut the top off of a pineapple, you can regrow a whole pineapple plant with just the top. And he was speculating in the video if that's why they're selling pineapples in stores with the top leaves cut off already, so that you can't just grow your own. I thought that was interesting. Okay, so relatively old C220s. 1960 cancel looks like, so these are the 60s. Pottery, whatnot, and what have it. Okay, so more airmail. My goodness, this is ridiculous. This is a lot of airmail stamps. Pretty cool looking designs there. Olympic stamps. Okay. More airmail. More surcharged. Oh, these are neat. Okay, so these are actually early stamps. Let me bring you down again. Okay, so 1937, that's upside down, but that's what that looks like. So yeah, these are definitely older. Of course, you can tell by the album numbers here. I like the triangles. Look at that little itty bitty guy in the middle there. Those are cool. Okay, so this next page is a little bit more recent as the numbers are getting larger. But yeah, 30s. Those are cool. I like them. Okay, yeah. So So it's still relatively old, but we're getting more recent here. That one's cool. National Exposition, December 37. Interesting array of overprints and surcharges here. These are interesting, actually. These are actually interesting. How about that? Excuse me. Yes, so we seem to be getting more and more recent. Cool partial there of a slogan. You can see the Costa. It says the heart of blank. Just got some more up top here. I do like the series of the little stamps. Those are cute. A nice little series here at the bottom. Yeah. Nice to move away from so much airmail. Man, just a big old frickin' blabbing paragraph of an overprint there. 1944. Entrevista de los Presidentes de la Guardia y Partido. Cool. Okay. Official. Well, it says official, but it doesn't. It's not placed under an official number. And maybe this was an official that was overprinted with this Correos 47, is what it looks like, and no longer an official stamp, or I'm not sure. Cattle. Probably. Oh, it's Roosevelt. I was going to say probably a president, but that's Roosevelt. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, it's been. I know that well, I don't know for sure that I've looked through these. There's no guarantee, because some of those eBay boxes I bought were literal stacks of these pages, and I would just kind of rifle through and just thumb through to separate the chunks that were, you know, separate countries, and just group them together, throw them in the folders. So, you know, I just have no idea. That one's funny. If I've actually looked at all of these, that is questionable. Some I did, some I didn't. I guess it depended on my mood when I was when I was sorting those eBay boxes. So, but as usual, I just have so much material, I just can't remember it all. It's a big blurry mess in my brain. Oh, cool! I like the bats. Those are neat, funky looking guy. His nose looks like it's some kind of fungus or something. It's just cool. I like the bats. Cool frog. Okay. Let me bring you up again. Let's get a better look here. Bunch of pots. Okay, cool plants. Those are neat looking plants. Whatever that is, I find interesting as well. I wonder what the soccer ball in the square is about. 3D cube here. Kind of weird. Huh. Okay. Ooh, a dolphin. That's cool. Some kind of freaky tropical flower as well. 50-year anniversary or something. Industries. Huh. Oh, there's stuff on the back. Oh, wow, those are pretty. Aw, I wonder what was there. Those look like big ants. These are pretty. Those are nice. Very pretty stamps for sure. That is one funky looking starfish too. Huh. I like those. Those are cool. A butterfly. Okay. One random guy here. Nothing else. Oh, I actually quite like that. I wonder what's going on here. This looks like a... Excuse me, I'm sorry guys. This comes off as like a computer vended postage stamp. 05. That is a weird one. Definitely a weird one. Very neat. Basically, as I'm looking at this, I'm struggling with, do I want to take this out of here or not? I don't think that I have one other stamp like that from Costa Rica, and I'm pretty confident it's computer vended postage. Considering it's unique and it would just be lost on these pages in here, I'm going to steal that. I like that. Okay, now the page is empty, so into the garbage with it. Pretty neat. Okay, we're at more airmail, some relatively older stuff, and choo-choo train. Cool. So that does it for the album pages. Let me clean stuff up and we'll take a look at the leftovers. Alright. So, stack of stuff here, but a couple of stragglers. Now, I feel like I recently showed these in another video. So these are really nothing too special here, but 3 randoms that for whatever reason I didn't actually put in a stock card or glassine, kind of unlike me. I usually don't just throw things into the folder. I like to protect things, but I'll slip them in a stock card. These look like a bunch of soccer stamps, so I'll just kind of move on. What do we have here? That's me. I wrote this number 25, Costa Rica, President Soto Alfaro Brown, mint hinged, 35-cent cat value. Number 30, sorry for the shake. 25, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so that's pretty old. Mint hinged. I know I wrote this a long time ago, so yeah. God, I hate those paper hinges. Yikes. Then they had a piece of a normal hinge. Looks like it's been hinged like 3 or 4 times. God dang. Gross. I hate that crap. But let's just marvel at the front. What a beautiful front. Alright. Next, what do we have here? This looks like a set of airmails. Can't really tell. This glassine's a little yellowed. They all look to be the same design, so I'll just slip one out here. Get us to focus. Yeah, airmail, of course. Huh. Definitely used. Crinkles, bends, creases. Oh my. Okay, here's a airmail piece. Costa Rica, beautiful cancel here. 1970, 14th of May. Airmail envelope. It also has 1970 printed in the top left. That's pretty nice. I guess the letters could be a little bit more legible, but overall it's a pretty nice little piece. Not bad. Okay. One random 1977 stamp. Older glassine, bunch of stuff in there. What do we got? Let's just kind of spread this stuff out, take a look. Probably similar to a lot of what we saw in those album pages. Yeah. Man, they just love their purple cancels. Over in Costa Rica, some of these are lightly stuck together. Very lightly, thankfully. Oh, just a big stack of random Costa Rica here. That one's cool, the plane. It's shiny. Neato. Costa Rica, Costa Rica. Okay, a little mix. Not bad, not bad. I'll put all that in later so you don't have to watch me. Okay. One random here and a very nasty looking glassine. This is practically on paper, but not really. This thing's seen better days. Hinged. Kind of a tall vertical stamp. Interesting. Costa Rica. That's cool. A little paper hat design. Pear. And a flower. Orchid, probably. So a couple, looks like JFK talking to a kid. This is duplicates and duplicates. Duplicates. That one looks fairly old. Wow, good shape. Used. Oh, the perfs are damaged at the bottom right. Shame, shame, shame. Cool little mixes of stuff here, though. On paper piece, that's kind of nice. 57. That looks like an Olympic stamp, and it is. And some random building. Airmail. Or no, airmail. And that's an Olympic stamp from 1960. A little crinkled, damaged, bent top left. Top left corner. Another glassine here. Integra Media, so this must be a special delivery stamp as well. Maybe airmail having the wing on the envelope, I'm not sure, but I don't see any actual indicator of airmail. Some kind of maybe slogan, cancel perhaps. Airmail. Bunch of different airmail, kind of satellite commemorative thing there. 93. That one's actually not that old. Okay. One on paper piece. Airmail again. Okay, what's next? More airmail. More airmail. My God. Why do I have so much Costa Rican airmail? What is that about? A bunch of different stuff here. Olympics. Surcharge. Some other randoms there. Okay, these are neato. Let's see. Pretty cool design, design and shape. So it looks like a little series of little squares here. Yeah, I like these. 1, 2, 3. Those are pretty. Definite airmail. Hinged, yeah. hinged, small flaws. Those are cool though. I actually like this set here. That's pretty. Okay, on to the final 3 stock book pages. Costa Rica, 1883. Wow, card number 19. Dang, that's old. That is old. Let's see what kind of shape it's in. So it's been hinged. Perfs look okay, but the top right perfs are damaged. So it's not in the best shape ever, but that's pretty neat. That's definitely a cool old stamp right there. Very old. Okay. Next page, then we just got one more and we're all done. Costa Rica, number 2. How about that? See, it's very fine, it's used. Oh. Slip that out of there. Costa Rica, number 2, wow. That means it's even older than that number 19, so this must be the 1870s or 80s or something. Wow. I didn't even know I had this. This is pretty neat. It's in okay shape. Somebody wrote number 6 on the back. No hinge. Oh, never mind. Well, I think there was formerly hinged, but I don't see an actual hinge currently. And this is number 4. Oh, I see 25 cat value. That's neat. So, worth a few bucks in the real world. Number 4. 70, I don't know, maybe 77. 1877, maybe. Looks to be in fair condition as well. What do they say? Very fine condition, according to somebody. Perfs could be a little bit better, but yeah, wow. That's actually nice. I don't see any evidence of a hinge. Maybe there's some like gentle splotches there kind of near the center, but looks pretty clean. This, I would say, is probably very fine. I would agree it's overall really good shape. The splotches could be the ink running through the stamp, but I mean, there's a chance. Anyway, that's actually a pretty nice stamp. Surprising. Well, I'll leave it in the folder, but that was nice. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed going through all that. I didn't expect... I said, hey, let's do one more. I'm in the mood, and then it ended up being, of course, the biggest folder of them all. So, I'm going to guess at this video. We'll see what it turns out, but hour and a half or something silly like that. Definitely long for Kyle's Cabinets episode, but we did cover multiple countries, some of which I happen to have quite a bit of material, like this one. So, anyways, as always, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, whatever it may be, I'm here. And any comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. If you enjoy my videos and my content, feel free to like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. And that was fun. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. My favorite one that I got would be my fancy cancel. And then I find this one interesting as well. So maybe I'll have to look this up and see what is going on with that, but that's pretty cool. Alright, catch you later. Bye.